Hi there, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles. I'm here at the MCN Devitt Motorcycle Show in London in 2023, here at London's Excel Exhibition Centre. Behind me are some Kymco scooters. Now, for those of you who've watched the channel, you'll know that scooters aren't really something I know a great deal about. I have tried a couple of them, and actually every time I get on a twist and go, they just, I do definitely see the appeal of them, and I think they can be a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'll give you a quick look around a few models that Kymco have up on the stand here and see what you think. So first up we have this AK550, which looks like kind of one of the big sort of premium maxi scooters. It's got a massive windscreen on it, those big mirrors, and actually the fit and finish in there actually looks pretty good. I mean, there's certainly a huge amount of space. It's not exactly a step through, but I guess if you've got a 550 motor on it, it has to go somewhere. It's just got a big start-stop button. Quite a lot of controls there. I'm sure that there's all sorts of things from cruise control to all sorts of computerized things that would appear on the dash. Got this little lever under there. I'm guessing that's probably the handbrake from looking at it, if that is such a thing. I'm sure someone that rides scooters will tell me if I'm right or wrong there. I'm not sure what the luggage space is, but it certainly looks like a premium product. You know, all of the plastics on here and that sort of soft touch, and yeah, that's quite an interesting bike. Be interested to see just how fast it goes. So I think this is about 50 horsepower, and that's coming from a 550cc inline twin, which I'm sure goes pretty well even on a scooter, especially if it's just twist and go. Here we have another AK550. This time it's in a sort of a sky blue color. It still looks well, I guess everything on it is pretty much the same as on the black one. It does have these switches. I guess that's to open the fuel cap and maybe to lift the seats, lock the bike, and so on and so forth. What we have here is something a little bit different. So this is the Kymco CV3. Now, this has got a backrest for both the rider and the pillion. I mean, it does actually look kind of enormous. The screen's a little bit smaller than the other bike, but it does have a very tall screen, which I guess would give you a lot of protection when you're out riding. But the odd thing about it, and I'm sure you've seen a few of these around now, is it has two wheels on the front, so it does just stand up on its own. Now, what I didn't realise was that you can actually ride one of these on a car licence. So you don't even need to have a bike licence to be able to ride it. It is still a twist and go. But yeah, I've never actually ridden one. I'm always a bit uncertain as to exactly how they'd handle. But I know they certainly lean around corners exactly like a motorcycle does. And then you can just get off them. So, you know, if there's someone's maybe if you're a bit wobbly on your feet, or you just like the comfort of having something that's just going to stay there when you stop, I'm sure these things will find a market. Now, this particular one is £12,155 here in the UK, powered by the same 8-valve inline twin that was found on the AK550. But yeah, if this is your sort of thing, and as you can probably tell, it's not really mine, but then again, it's I just don't know a great deal about scooters. This is the Agility City 125. Looks like quite a small, simple, straightforward scooter, really. It is a proper step through. I think it certainly take two people, and I think if you're in a city looking for something like this, then maybe this is kind of the entry level for such things. Never ridden one. I've ridden other scooters in the past, but I think they were with even smaller wheels than what this has. It can certainly be ridden on an A1 licence, and they're certainly quite keenly priced at around £3,000, which, you know, if you think something like a Honda Monkey bike is something like 4.5, if you're looking for a mode of transport to get around, that might be interesting. So for those of you who saw my video about the BMW C400X a couple of years ago, this DTX360, which is actually a 320 slightly confusingly, is Kymco's version. And actually, I quite like the look of that. It's £5,600 on the road, single cylinder, which makes about 28 horsepower. So that's about the same power as my CRF 300 Rally. It does weigh 194 kilos, so it's a little bit heavier. But then again, I suspect this isn't going to be wrestled around some single track somewhere. And yeah, I quite like the look of that. One of the chaps on the stand did mention to me that MCN had done a comparison of this with the C400X and the smaller Honda X Adventure. And yeah, it fared pretty well, and I think it was the cheapest of the three. So if you're in the market for something like this, something that is a twist and go, then this is probably worth a try. In fact, I think I might even go and see if I can ride one of these. That does look like quite a lot of fun. So that's it, that's a quick look around the Kymco stand here at the MCN Devitt London Motorcycle Show 2023. I hope that's been interesting and useful, and I look forward to all the people telling me I don't know anything about scooters. Maybe that will change. Anyway, thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you next time. That's it, that's my very quick look around the Kymco stand here at Motorcycle. Where am I? It's been a long day.